So you may have started off 2024 with a bang and you came up with all of these goals, and now it's halfway through the year and it's basically fallen by the wayside. You forgot about your vision board, you forgot about your gym membership, you forgot about all the financial goals that you had. Or maybe you did not start off 2024 with the bang. Maybe you just weren't into it and you didn't think of any type of goals, and now it's mid-year in the year and you're like, you know what? This is the time that I need to take to get my financial life in order. And you've come to the right video. Hi everyone, this is Camilla, the Focus Spender, where I teach you how to get out of debt, save more money, and invest so that you can build wealth and leave a lasting legacy. So the other night I was talking to a girlfriend and she was talking about the fact that she never had the opportunity to make a vision board for 2024. And we talked about the fact that 6 months have now passed and it's the perfect time for her to create her vision for the last 6 months of the year so that she can reach the goals that she would like to attain. And that's what I want to talk to you today about, is how we can reflect on how the first half of the year went and then set some goals for the last 6 months of the year. So let's start with the reflection, or as I would say, the assessment. My first question to you is, what is your salary? You don't have to put this in the comments, but think about what your salary is. Is it the salary that is enough to maintain your life right now? Do you need to make more money? Have you not received a raise in a really long time? What has your salary been? What has a projection? And what do you need to do to get that salary that you want? Because that really is going to be the framework on how you can reach your financial goals. One of the things that people say, and I do agree with it, is that if you can't manage $1,000, how are you going to manage $10,000? And while that is true, sometimes the salary that you're making, it really is just not enough. Like, you can stretch your budget as far as you want, but it may just not be enough to get you where you need to be. So just think about that as your framework, your starting point, because that could be something that you might not change in 2024, but in 2025, what do you need to do now so that you can get to the salary that you want to have later on in the future? So putting salary aside, let's go down to the money. Think about your debt. Where did you start out with your debt in 2024? In January 2024, what was your debt? And what is it now that we're ending June of 2024? Has your debt increased? Has it decreased? Has it increased dramatically? Has it decreased dramatically? If it has increased dramatically, what are you doing differently? Have you been using your credit card a lot? Have you just been paying the minimum and your compounding interest is making that balance grow and grow and grow? What are you doing that's not allowing your debt to come down? Or if it's decreasing, is it decreasing slowly? Or is it decreasing a lot? Maybe you've been paying a lot of money towards your debt, but think about that so that you can start thinking about what we want to do for the end of 2024. So the next thing I want to talk about is your savings. Where did you start out with your savings in the beginning of 2024? And where are you now? Is your savings going like this? Is it going like this? Or worse, is it going like this? So basically, is it flat? Is it going up? Or is it going down? What I really want to see is that your savings is going up. I will accept flat to a certain degree, but I will not accept going downwards. So if your savings is going up, one of two things is happening. One, you're either saving more money, which is a good thing, or you at least have your money in a high yield savings account. And so the interest is compounding at a higher rate than it would be in a regular savings account. So at the very minimum, are you getting 4 or 5% in interest on your savings, allowing your savings to grow? Or is your savings going down where you're not putting money in and you're only taking money out? So think about and reflect on how you've been doing for the first 6 months of this year. And the last thing I want you to think about is your investment accounts. I'm talking about your 401k, I'm talking about your IRA. How much are you actually saving for retirement? Are you putting in enough to get an employee match on your 401k? Are you at least trying to put something into your IRA, which is your individual retirement account? And a reminder, the max for 2024 is $7,000. Are you putting that in, or what are you doing? So let's think about how you're saving, how you're investing, where your debt is, and now we can move on to creating an action plan. So now it's July 2024, and you're thinking about where you want to be for the next 6 months of the year. And maybe all you can think is, I just want to have better financials. I just want to have financial freedom. I just want to have better finances. And if you can't come up with some hard specific goals, I'm going to give you 3 different options that you can work towards through the end of the year. And all you have to do is pick one, because trying to pick more than one might be a little bit too aggressive. It might be hard to do, and it might feel overwhelming. So I just want you to pick one of these 3 goals for the remainder of 2024. So the first goal would be to pick one of your credit cards, preferably the one with the highest interest rate, and pay that credit card down by the end of December 2024, or cut a huge significant amount off of that credit card bill. So the first thing you're going to do, if this is your goal for 2024, is to stop using that credit card. You don't want to put any more expenses on that credit card, because you need to pay the credit card off. So if this is a credit card you've been using for all of your expenses, but for some reason you're not paying it off at the end of every single month, stop using it so that you don't add any more expenses. The next thing I want you to do is just to calculate how much it would cost to pay off that bill by the end of the year. And literally that's just taking the amount and dividing it by 6. This is very simple math. You're actually going to want to use a credit card payoff calculator to see the exact amount, and I'll definitely link one in the description box below. So you're going to want to put in the balance that you owe on the credit card, the interest rate on your credit card, and the time to pay it off, which would be 6 months. And thinking about, is this actually realistic for you to do? So maybe you owe $8,000, and now the credit card bill to pay it off is going to be at least $1,300, $1,400 a month. Maybe that's not feasible, so your goal may not be to pay it off in the next 6 months, but maybe it is to cut it in half. You're going to want to play around with that calculator to see what is actually feasible, so that you can pay it off, or pay off a portion, by the end of December 2024. And then taking that amount, you're going to plug that into your bank's automatic payer, either through your credit card. Sometimes they'll let you set up an automatic payment and plug in the amount, or you can do it directly with your bank, and the banks will just send the payments once a month to the credit card company. So go ahead, plug that in. If that is your goal, you're set for the rest of the year. You will be able to pay that bill off, or a significant amount, by the end of the year, and reach at least one of your goals this year. So if credit cards is not your issue and you just want to save more money, the first thing I want to do is to make sure you have a high yield savings account. And I have videos about high yield savings accounts that I will link in the description box below. But you're going to want to make sure that you are saving your money, one, in a savings account, a dedicated savings account. You cannot save your money in a checking account. That does not work. Save it in a dedicated saving account, but make sure that it's a high yield savings account. You could be getting anywhere from 4.5%, 5% in interest every single month on your bank balance just by using one of these accounts. And that's an easy way just to get free money for keeping your money with a particular bank. If your bank is paying you 0.1%, 0.5%, just leave them. It's not worth it. Go to one of these better banks. Capital One, Ally, American Express has a high yield savings account. So many people have high yield savings accounts that you want to use one of those to save your money. Now, the next thing you want to do is determine how much you want to have saved by the end of the year. Do you want to have $6,000 saved? Do you want to have $12,000 saved? Do you want to have $2,000 saved? Whatever it is, determine it, write it down. And the next thing you're going to do is divide that number by 12. If you get paid semi-monthly like I do, you're going to be getting 12 more paychecks by the end of the year. If you get paid bi-weekly, you might be at 13 to 14. So just to be safe, let's start with the number 12. You're going to divide that goal amount by the number 12. And whatever number that is, you're going to plug that into your bank account's auto transfer function, so that every time you get paid, the first thing that's going to happen is that amount of money is going to get transferred from your checking account into your savings account. Bonus points. Bonus points is if you go directly to your job and change your direct deposit, where you take that goal amount and have that amount sent directly to your savings account and the remainder into your checking. The reason why I like to do auto saves on payday is that you don't miss the money. You don't feel the money coming into your checking account. You don't have the chore of moving that money into your savings account from your checking. And there's no decision fatigue. There's no like, oh, well, let me see how much money I have at the end of the month. Oh, well, let me buy these couple things first, and then whatever I have left over, I'll save it. Nope. Do it right on payday. Just move the money over and be done. And my last goal, for those who don't have any credit card issues, for those who are expert savers and probably have a little bit too much money in their savings account, the last thing I want you to do is to focus on your investments. You can focus on your 401k, your 403b with your company, or you can focus on your individual retirement account, your IRA. Making it easy, let's just focus on your IRA. One, if you don't have an IRA, open one up. You can open one up with Vanguard, Fidelity. Betterment will even do all of the work for you. There's so many companies that you can open up an IRA that will actually do all of the heavy lifting for you, where you tell them your goals and they will set up exactly how to invest your money. That's probably the easiest way to go. Or if you want to take a more hands-on approach and you decide to open up an IRA with Fidelity or Vanguard, you have to make sure that you're actually picking funds to invest in. So just keep that in mind. But now that you have your IRA open, if you have invested something this year, I would subtract that amount from $7,000 because $7,000 is the max, so that you can focus on funding the remainder for the rest of the year. Or if you have not funded anything for this year, you actually have two choices. You can fund it from July through December, or you can push it out until April 15th of 2025. That'll give you a little bit more time to fund your account from now through April and reduce how much you need to put into the account every single month. So make the decision on whether you're going to fund over the next 6 months or you're going to fund over the next 9.5 months. Once you decide that, you can decide the frequency you want to invest. Let's say you want to do once a month, you want to do twice a month, once a week, whatever that frequency is. You'll take the total number of payments it's going to take you to get from now to December or from now through April 15th. Divide your $7,000 by that number and plug that into your auto transfer in your retirement account, in your Betterment, in your Vanguard, whatever it is, so that every time you get paid or whatever, every time you get paid or once a month, the money will just come out automatically from your account into your retirement account. I don't know if you've noticed a theme in everything that I've talked about, but the recurring theme that I have is auto, auto, auto. You want to automate everything. You want to automate your savings, you want to automate your investments, and you want to automate your credit card payoff. Whatever debt that you have that you can pay it off automatically, I would do that. When things are on auto, you stop thinking about it. You stop worrying about, should I do this now? Should I wait? Should I do this now? And the most important thing, you don't forget. Sometimes you forget, wink, wink, or sometimes you actually forget to do something and you're like, dang it, I was supposed to transfer that money and I spent it on something else. Or dang it, I was supposed to put that money towards my credit card and I bought something by accident. So if you have it on auto transfer, auto pay, particularly on payday when the money comes in, you no longer have to think about it. You no longer have to stress. It'll just happen. And then you'll wake up and it's December 31st and your goals have been achieved because you've made something happen with very little effort on your part. So let me know in the comments what it is that you're going to decide to do, whether you're going to work on a debt, you're going to work on your savings, or you're going to work on your investments. I would love to know. And if you have any questions, let me know as well. Thank you. I'll see you next time.